call me Marie. I am vlogging here from Denmark, sitting outside in my garden. It's still pretty cold, but the weather is so beautiful, and I just wanted to show you how it all ended with the knitting that I brought for my skiing vacation. We were away for 8 days, 9 days, something like that. And I had a lot of time for knitting actually, because we drove to Frederikshavn, then we took the ferry from Frederikshavn to Göteborg. The drive took 3 hours, the ferry trip took 3.5 hours. Then we stayed in Göteborg for the night because we were in Sweden quite late, and we didn't have the cabin until the next day. So we did one night at a hotel in Göteborg. Very nice place called the Weaver. Can highly recommend that. But then we drove for 7 hours actually. We thought it was only 6 when we left home, but when we were in Göteborg and we looked at the route to Støtten, it's called, the place we were in Sweden, it actually took 7 hours and not 6 hours as we had thought when we left home, but it's not a problem. So all in all, I had 13.5 hours of knitting one way and then on the way back, and I also had a lot of knitting time during the evenings in Sweden, because we have always also been influenced by this major breakdown that's happened with Google Chromecast. We have a second generation Google Chromecast, which in the middle of our holiday stopped working, which was really annoying, but then we solved the problem when we were in Sweden. But when we got home, we realized that this wasn't just, a problem we had because we had taken Chromecast to Sweden, and we just thought it was something with the Wi-Fi in the cabin we had rented. But when we got home, I couldn't get it to work at home either, and then I googled and I found out that there has been a major issue with Google Chromecast second generation this past week or so. Well, that meant that I might have had a bit more knitting time, watching something, not watching something actually, because normally I watch TV while I knit, but because of the Chromecast difficulties, I didn't watch as much TV as I'm used to, which is fine. So I might have had more concentrated knitting time, but we had a nice trip. It was between 7 and 10 degrees outside, which isn't really good when you're supposed to go skiing, because you want it, you want there to be snow and not slush ice as we were skiing in. So that's pretty hard on you, because it's really difficult to ski in snow that's actually melting. So yeah, but that wasn't what this vlog was supposed to be about. We had a nice trip. The kids enjoyed themselves. We had waffles. We had a lot of lovely evenings in the cabin, which was exceptionally small. But yeah, I don't think I've been in a cabin that small ever in my life. But we made it work. We called it a one-person kitchen because, it was so small, this cabin. talking a lot about living in the country, and if we had lived in like a flat in Copenhagen, we might have, been used to living in such small space. But yeah. So what I did was, I told you that I was going to bring this, and I did actually. I did bring it. Because I also did a disclaimer that I might change my mind before I left, but I didn't. I brought this for my skiing holiday, and I've done a couple of stripes on the body, and I am doing the ribbing on the sleeve now, because I'm going to do quite a long rib, because these this pattern is inspired by windows in a building, in a high-rise. So I call them windows. And the windows, they take me forever to knit. And they're not very funny to knit, because I've done a Celeste sweater by Petite Knit. And I loved knitting that, because it's interesting, and you have to do something different all the time, and you change color, and this is difficult and really boring, and on a 3.5 size needle. So now I have taken the decision that I am not going to do any more windows, because I want to finish this. I want to start using it, and spring is coming to Denmark, so there aren't a lot of time for me to wear it until the end of summer. So I want to finish it. So now I am no more windows, just plain stockinette for the rest, ribbing in the edges. That's the way this is going to happen, so that I can have this beautiful sweater thing to wear. Yes. So that's how far I got with that. Very pleased with it. It's going to be so nice, even though I am really bored with knitting it. The other thing I showed you that I wanted to bring was a project that I hadn't started on. And I started on the project when we got to the cabin in Sweden. And then I almost didn't do anything on the other project, actually. So what I've done on the first project, I did in those, what did I say, 13 hours? So that was 13 hours of knitting that I've done on the first project. And then I picked up this and started knitting. And it's actually pretty funny to knit. So I have come quite far with this. The pattern, this is the Elixir. I'll write it down here because I didn't bring the pattern out here. But this is the Elixir, and I've made a couple of changes on this pattern. I've tried it on. It's a bit big, but I think it's going to be okay. So again, same size sleeves and as I am wearing. And in the pattern, you're supposed to do knit one, row, purl one. I didn't want to do that. I just knitted back and forth, got the same result, and then I'm going to sew this together like that. Done that before, it's going to be fine. In the neckline, I did just as the pattern described up here, so no changes. In the original pattern, there is kind of like this, you do a lot of increases on the sleeve, then you get like a kind of like a dome thing on the sleeves. You can go back and watch the video from the last time, or you can go on Hobby's website where you can find the pattern for free. It's a pom-pom knitting pom-pom magazine pattern. It's I've done vintage tiles also by them, so I think I'm getting used to the way that they write patterns, because they are not, you know, petite knit quality patterns, but they're not that bad either. So we are not like, you know, I have drops, if you know their recipes. I think they are horrible. I think they're very hard, and there is a lot of things that you have to guess or do your own math on when it's drops recipes. No, patterns, sorry. I'm never going to stop doing that. Sorry, people. But this is okay. It's better than the vintage tiles pattern. So, but again, not as good as a petite knit pattern or as a pattern from Lene Holme Samsø or some of the other designers that I'm used to. But it's a free pattern, so I'm not complaining. I'm just trying to explain. And it's not difficult to knit this. So, even though you don't have 30 years of experience like I have, try it out. It's not that bad. I've knitted this on a size 5, yes, 5mm needles, Knit Pro, Symphony, just as usual. And what I've changed besides the sleeve thing, I've also changed this, because in the original pattern you stop here just when you finish the neckline, and then you work the body from bottom up. So you start with doing this top down, and then you put all the stitches on hold like I've done here. But instead of doing that already here, I've knitted I think 7 or 8 centimeters, something like that. And then I have in the pattern it says 6, and I've done the same down here, 6 purl rows, 6 purl rows down here, 6 purl rows in the sleeves, because I wanted to, in the pattern, the where the body and the top meet, it's quite clear where they meet, because this is a blow yarn. It's with a cotton core, and then they've blown like I think it's alpaca fibers into the yarn. Give me 5 seconds, I'll find out. It's this. I've shown it to you many times. Yes, it's a cotton in the core, and then an alpaca blown into the core. Okay, so that's correct. Yes. So I've knitted 7 centimeters and then made these and here, like in the neckline, I've done knitted one round and purled one round until I had 6 purl rows on the front side. Yes. And then I put the stitches on hold, and I what do you call it? I cast on 280 something stitches. I'm just go with the recipe. No, go with the pattern, and then you do these. Oh, can I find? Yes, here. Then you do like a slipped stitch, and this is purled stitches. Purl stitches again, and then the slipped stitch, just like it says in the pattern. And in the pattern, the bottom or the body, I think they call it in the body in the pattern, it's supposed to be 20 centimeters long because it's supposed to be just like a it's supposed to just cover the top of your jeans. I definitely wanted longer than that, and I have bought, I think it was supposed to only buy 9 balls of yarn. I have bought, I think I bought 12, but I'm thinking about maybe doing it even longer than that, but you'll see. I'll see, because right now I'm just, working round, and it's actually, because it's on a 5mm needle, and it's, in that sweet spot where it's still interesting, but not, too demanding. I can watch TV at the same time, and you can really see this project going somewhere because it's on a 5mm needle. So it has been today. It's Friday, and we returned home from our skiing trip on Sunday night, and I haven't touched this since, because I wanted to show you exactly how far I got with this, because I was very excited about how far I've got with this Elixir. I think they called it a blouse in the pattern, but I am over the moon about how far this has come. And I was a bit back and forth with this green, because when you buy yarn online, and that's why I sometimes hesitate buying yarn online, you often get, you have this idea that this is going to be like that color. Once for weeks I sat eyeing this beautiful yellow wool yarn in a web shop, and I was like, oh, should I buy it? Shouldn't I buy it? And then there was like a yarn fair coming up, and I decided with myself to wait and see the yarn in real life at the fair. And it's a good thing I did that, because I had this dream about it being like sunflower yellow. And in reality, it was more like a curry-colored yellow. So if I had bought this yellow yarn thinking this is a sunflower yellow, and then getting a curry yellow, I would have been so disappointed, because I love sunflower yellow, but I'm not that big a fan of curry yellow, because I think it's it doesn't really do anything good for me. It's totally the wrong color for my skin, and I just look horrible in that yellow. So I'm very particular when it comes to yellow. I think we are all maybe a bit particular when it comes to colors, because we all have this, oh, this is not beige. This is oatmeal. Okay. So, I think if you're not that particular about your colors, good for you. But you might know somebody who is particular about their colors, and then you might know what I mean. I've tried several times to be like, I want to knit this tee in a dove blue. And then you go and you search, you go to your local yarn store, and it's not the right dove blue. I think it's a bit too light. Then you go to the next yarn store, no, that's not the right dove blue. It's a bit too gray, and then you, oh my god. I try not to get ideas about colors in my head, because it's, I want to do this project, and I want it to be in this quality. I want it to be in this yardage. I want it to be in this particular color. I want it to, oh, it would be nice if it was a high twist wool instead of an unspun. And then, you know, things tend to be pretty difficult when you get that kind of idea. So, yeah. But I just wanted you to show you what the skiing trip knitting ended up with being. And I really fell in love with this color knitting it. Because it wasn't exactly the color I thought it was on the webpage. But I'm going to love this. I know that. I just need to, you know, keep on knitting and keep on working on this project, and it's going to be so nice. So I think that was what I wanted to tell you on my vlog today. Thank you for watching. Thank you for taking the time to sit and relax with me. I hope that you will give this video a like. I hope that you will leave a comment. And if you are not subscribing to my channel, please do. Because when people subscribe or comment or like my content, other people will become aware of the content. And there might be others just like you out there who are searching the kind of content that I am creating. And I want to make you aware that I am participating in Knitathon, which is I'm going on at midnight, the 30th of March. So that's in 2 weeks from today, where I am doing this vlog. The video for Knitathon is already ready to go. But it won't be available for you until the 30th. So check out Knitathon. If you Google Knitathon, you can find out who is participating in the Knitathon and where to go. Miss Knits is the woman behind this project, and you can find all the information about Knitathon on her website. But let's sorry. I hope that you have enjoyed this video, and happy knitting out there.